Hello, Dr. Powell and classmates. This is Nicole Dalton, and this is my MPA 590 Multimedia Discussion Board, week number 2. So last week we were going over multi-agency task force. So since we're going to build upon that this week, I thought I'd just give a brief synopsis of what I covered last week. My task force is going to be the Etiwanda Grade Separation Task Force, which is a significant infrastructure project that's happening in the region of the Inland Empire. And the whole point of this task force is to improve local roadway surface transportation, enhance vehicle and rail safety, support local manufacturing logistics, and also ease traffic congestion in Rancho Cucamonga. So the players that are involved in my task force is Caltrans, Metrolink, BNSF Railway, and the city of Rancho Cucamonga. And this is where Weber's bureaucratic structure is going to come into play. The city of Rancho Cucamonga's Engineering Services Department is going to be the lead authority on the project. And the reason why the bureaucratic structure is important is because there are so many different people involved in this project. There needs to be somebody who is at the head of the project, making sure that it's getting seen through, and also the person who is going to, the agency that's going to make the biggest decision. So that's, Rancho Cucamonga is going to be the lead planning this project. And what's also going to come into play for the city of Rancho Cucamonga is Gulick's concept of POSCorp, which is going to come in planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting, making sure that everything in this project is done correctly and there's a structure and a thought process behind it to keep it going. One of the things that comes into play with bureaucratic structures is Merton's thoughts on dysfunctions that can be seen in the bureaucratic system. And this is things like trained incapacity. So if people are trained so harshly to do one thing, if a new situation presents themselves, they're not really going to know how to respond to it. And for this specifically with the task force, I don't see that for being an issue because it is a unique project and it's unlikely that this task force is going to become stale or, be presented with the same thing over and over again. So those dysfunctions are not going to be seen in this project. So ultimately, Weber's bureaucratic structure is really going to be focused on how this project is going to work throughout the duration of it. So the whole point of the Etiwanda Grade Separation Task Force is to construct a 1,015-foot bridge. And the outcome of this bridge is going to widen the roadways, reduce vehicle and truck delays, as well as increasing emergency vehicle response times. And this is where Taylor's scientific management theory is going to come into play. And for me, I see this coming into play twice. So the first being that trying to make sure this project is done in a timely manner and best utilizing the funds that are available for this project. And the second is a long-term vision of using the scientific management theory to make sure that the vehicle response times and traffic is actually reduced in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, so following the intention of the entire project. So this side of the One Best Way is really focused on how to get the project done in a timely manner. And as I say that, there's things that just come into play. With a massive project like this, it takes years. And when you go through different years, the political and societal environment is constantly changing. So the city of Rancho Cucamonga is going to need to utilize Katz and Kahn's theory of an open system and being mindful of those different political times changing and trying to scan the area and make sure that there's nothing that's going to affect their project and getting it done in the time that they say they are. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I look forward to reading any feedback that you may have for me, and I hope you all have a great weekend.